Hi friends, welcome back to Coffee and Stickers. My name is Tammy and I'm glad you're here today. Today is the first episode in my little mini series about different types of planners, and we're just going to have a discussion so that you can decide what might work best for your 2026 planner system. And you may choose more than one of them, and that's perfectly fine. So let's get right into it. These are some ring bound planners that I have recently fallen in love with. Now, if you are skeptical and you've never tried a ring bound system, then just stick with me here, bear with me, because I used to be that too, and I never wanted to watch the videos, and I didn't want to even consider the idea of a ring bound planner. Now I have completely fallen in love with them. So let's talk about why. Back in June, July, actually, it was more like July, I had been waiting since April to start another planner. It was an academic start, and it took so much time to get there. I had it in April, and it wasn't going to start till July 1st. So in that time, I had this itch to try something new. And I was just kind of looking around at different things. And I think it was around Prime Days that I discovered that Filofax had very affordable ring planners. And I had never considered that before, ever. Well, I am definitely a bargain hunter, and I'm definitely a sucker for a good deal. So I went ahead and bought my first Filofax, which is not actually here in this pile here. However, I, I think I bought it for, it was less than $20, and it was a little pocket size Filofax. So new to me was the Filofax, but also the size, the pocket. I never used something like that small, but at the time, I was carrying around an A6 take a note planner with me, and that was like my on the go planner. I am the kind of person that needs to have an on the go paper planner when I go out, especially places where I need to schedule appointments. So I thought maybe having a little pocket size, which this is a pocket size, this is an example, and so is this. I thought, well, you know what? They're small, they're cute, but I will give it a try and see if this will work for me. Now, this is not one I'm in currently. And if you've been following my channel for any length of time, then you know I've already stepped out of this one and put myself into this one. So this is my current on-the-go planner. There are some pros and some cons to these, and I want to get into that. There's so many more pros in my book than there is cons. So first off, there's so much flexibility with these ring bound planners. You can basically choose whatever inserts you want. Many of them do come with some inserts. I know Filofax is one that does come with some, and they have so many types of layouts to choose from. So really, there is a layout for everyone. Just go on the Filofax website. They have a lot of sales. You can probably still pick up some 2025 layouts if you want to just give it a try, and for real cheap. That's what I would recommend, is picking up a 2025 and trying it out and seeing if it's for you or not. But they also have a lot of them on Amazon, and you're going to want to look for where it says pocket size. I always read the description completely to make sure that if you're buying inserts that are not Filofax, you want to make sure they'll actually fit your ring planner. So you might have a different brand. There's many brands out there. You want to make sure that it's the measurement that you need. So that is a tip that you need to make sure you remember when you're buying for whatever size planner you have. It could be the pocket size. This is considered a personal size. And this one here I'm using more for goal planning, and I have a video on that one. And then there is an A5, which this particular one I'm using for work. I bought this one recently, super cheap. I think this was actually less than $10. Again, totally down for a bargain. But after being in my pocket for a little bit, realizing how flexible it is, I thought this is actually ideal for my work. I purchased this, and this came with a 2025 vertical style layout. And because my business is client based, I thought that's perfect. That's actually perfect. And I could also put in plenty of, like, I have contact pages in here and some note pages for whatever notes I may need to take. So that's what I use this particular one. I'm not going to do a flip of it because there's some personal information in this, but I am going to use it for my example. Now, I will say I've loved this so much. Look at that. It just fell apart. That's one of the cons, is sometimes you do get what you pay for. I don't mind so much because I think I can probably glue that together, but that just shows, like, this one here I use on the go as well. I take it to my office regularly, and it did come apart. So just be aware of that. But they also have those that, like the domino, comes with a stretchy strap instead. And they're not all going to be that way. I mean, I've been taking this one on the go, and it seems to be staying pretty good. Same with this one. This one has been staying home, but it's in perfect condition. So just something to consider, because I'm all about transparency on this channel as well. So you can do different sections in these particular planners. I could purchase a flyleaf and use this one here as a wallet because it's small. So this flyleaf is from Moterm. There's freebies out there, folks. There's freebies. Okay, Peanuts Planner Co. is one of the ones that has lots of freebies, so that's probably the first place I would send you if you're looking. They also have a Facebook group if that's your thing, but you can create your own on Canva if you want to. And I purchased some monthly layouts, and I also purchased some weekly. This is a week on a page. I bought these, again, they were clearanced out because it's 2025. And so I purchased those, and they come with contact pages. They do usually come with some type of layout. I don't think they always do, but they usually do. And I even put in a little notebook just for extra notes. Okay. You can actually see a flip of this on another video I have on my channel if you're interested. But the point I'm trying to make is that these are so flexible that you can use them for whatever you wish. I have sections in this goal planner I put together for studying. This is like Bible studying. I have health stuff in this particular one, home stuff. I have there's a section in here for homeschooling my daughter. If you are a homeschool parent, there's habit trackers in here, which, I mean, I did these. I bought the paper from Filofax, which this I bought on Amazon for like less than $5. And I just printed this from Canva. So, you can get as creative as you wish to in a ring planner. Some people like to use them very functionally. Others like to deck it right up and use all the washi tape and stickers. And I think either way is perfect. So whatever will suit your needs. This one here is a new one to my channel. I've not introduced this one yet, so I will go ahead and do that now. It is a Filofax. It's A5 size. I purchased on Amazon, and I've not done a flip of this, but if you're interested in a flip of this one, just let me know in the comments below, and I will certainly make that happen. What I will draw your attention to is that I recently got into the Prayerful Planner. They have inserts for $5 on their website. So if you're interested in giving this a try and you're okay with redating, you can always purchase some of these this is all I would have to redate is up here. Now I've decided to go ahead and start using mine already. So I've already decorated a few pages in mine just to get the hang of it. I'm practicing basically to see is this for me or not. But I also purchased some undated inserts. You get 3 months worth of undated for $8 if that's something that you're interested in. But because it's so easy to redate them, to me, it's worth the $5. I think it was $12 with shipping and handling and taxes and all that. So I'll put that out there. I purchased some, these are for my personal planner, which this is this size right here. This is a very popular size among those that like the ring bound planners. But you can get these, again, super cheap. You can do bullet journaling in a ring bound planner and create your own layout if you wish to and save money that way. Or you can spend lots of money. I mean, there's some very fine inserts out there. In fact, Sterling Ink just came out with some absolutely gorgeous inserts that I'm very tempted by. And they even have the gold gilding on the sides of them if you wish. That's something that you could try for 2026 if you want to, but you don't have to go that extreme if you don't want to. You know, if you know that it's for you and you like that, then do it. But if not, and you're just testing the waters, then just check out what Amazon has. Check out some of the other less expensive options that are out there. This is another one I got from Amazon that I will show you, and this is an A5 size. And hopefully I can keep it together. But I really thought this would work well. It's a daily insert for A5. It was not very pricey. I don't remember the cost offhand, but as you can see, I mean, you can use it hourly if you wish to, but you don't have to. You can totally ignore that and just use this for journaling if you want to. You could divide this up if you wanted to. You can use this however you wish. You can decorate it with stickers. You can draw on it if you want to, or you can just use it completely functional and maybe put a to-do list on here or your dinners and maybe a scripture verse or a quote that inspires you or motivates you. You could put your child's school schedule on, whatever you need in your life. But I thought that is worth it. I don't mind the creamy colored pages. As you can see, I have some other ones that are that color. But if you wanted white, I'm sure you could probably find that one as well. And you get a whole year's worth in here, a whole year's worth. And it's all daily. So if I wanted to say put this in with my prayerful planner in here, then I would probably have to do little bits at a time versus the whole thing. But if you were interested in just doing a daily planner, then I'm sure you could get away with putting the whole thing into a ring bound planner. They usually hold quite a bit. And I've seen that there's like moterm, for example, has some much larger rings. So if that's something that you're interested in trying, you could always do something like that. I think they're called Lux rings, the moterm Lux. So if you wanted to look that up, you could. So again, there's so many options. So we've already discussed different sizes. We've discussed different sections in your planner, and they are very adaptable for your life. We've discussed, using it for work, using it for faith, using it for goals, using it for on the go. There's so many ways you can use this. There are some cons, and one of them is that you can overstuff them, and you don't want to do that because they could fall apart, or like this one here did, or you won't really be able to turn your pages very well if you overstuff this. So you want to make sure you leave a little bit of space in here, at least a little bit, so that you can easily flip through your sections and get through. I didn't even discuss how fun it is to make these dividers and all of the creative things you can do, but that I can discuss that in another video. But if you are looking for something that is a very flexible system, a very affordable system, then I encourage you to give ring planning a try. There's many options on Amazon. There are many options even on Etsy. I suggest that you look up Etsy and see what type of different businesses that you can support. They have so many inserts on Etsy that you can support those small businesses, because I'm all about that. And there's a lot out there. In fact, folks, if you know of some, suggest them in the comments below, because there may be some new folks that never tried this before that would love to have some just different ideas or suggestions for where to get a decent planner or where to get some good inserts. And there's so many out there that I couldn't possibly list all of them. So go ahead and list some of them in the comments below. That is all I have to talk about these ring planners at this moment. My next video, which when it is ready, I'm going to link right here, we're going to discuss bound planners. And I personally have been in a bound planner system all year for my memory keeping, and I'm excited to talk about that as well. So if you're interested in hearing my story about being in a bound planner system, then stay tuned for that one. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can know when that video is ready. So until next time, I hope you stay safe and stay well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, friends.